大家好, I'm Martin, and this is Short Stories, brought to you by the Taichung Language Center. Today's short story is about David Bowie. Do you know who David Bowie was? He was a famous singer and artist, and he died not too long ago, I think in 2016, and he had a very long career in which he wrote very many #1 hits. And we're going to read all about him. But before I tell you about him, I'm going to tell you the vocabulary and vocabulary example sentences. When I have finished reading the story, I will then read 4 listening comprehension questions. Let's get started. Vocabulary. Stop somebody from doing something. Stop somebody from doing something. Matt stopped his friend from driving home drunk. Mourn. Mourn. Fans worldwide mourned the pop star's death. Constantly. Constantly. My father often nags me about the fact that I'm constantly changing jobs. Instant. Instant. All you have to do is add hot water to these instant noodles and wait for 3 minutes. Impact. Impact. Have an impact on something. The chemical waste will have a permanent impact on the environment. Excel. Excel. Excel at something or excel in something. My roommate excels at designing computer programs. Experiment. Experiment. As a chef in training, Linda is always experimenting with new recipes. Private. Private. The actress refused to talk about her private life during the interview. Privacy. Privacy. Much of the debate centered on privacy issues. Release. Release. The singer grew in popularity as soon as his first album was released. Intend. Intend. Julie intends to go to Harvard in the fall. Vocabulary is finished. Now the story. Over his 40-year career, David Bowie transformed the landscape of art, music, and fashion. On January 10, 2016, the world mourned the passing of one of the greatest musicians of the 20th century, David Bowie. The British singer-songwriter, who eventually made NYC his home, adopted many personalities in his long career by constantly changing his image like a chameleon. Born in London on January 8, 1947, as David Jones, Bowie decided to change his name in 1966 after Davy Jones of the Monkees became an instant celebrity. Whether he was the space alien Ziggy Stardust or the iconic Aladdin Sane with a lightning bolt painted on his face, he had a deep and lasting impact on culture. In his career, Bowie excelled in glam rock, punk rock, and new wave, but that didn't stop him from experimenting with jazz or soul along the way. He even starred in several movies, including, say, The Prestige and Labyrinth, a cult favorite, in which he portrayed Jareth the Goblin King. He was a larger-than-life rock star who brought cult tastes into the mainstream and made freaks feel accepted, with his songs about outsiders, aliens, and faraway astronauts. Such was Bowie's popularity that his song, Space Oddity, was covered and recorded on a video by Canadian astronaut Chris Hadfield on the International Space Station. It was the first music video to ever be shot in space. Bowie died 2 days after his 69th birthday, following an 18-month battle with cancer, a matter that was kept private until his death, a surprising feat in an age where privacy seemingly doesn't exist. 2 days before his death, he released his final album, Black Star, which was intended to be his swan song and a parting gift for his fans. In the words of Stephen Fry about Bowie at the BAFTA Awards, "The world is a far more monochrome place without his color and vitality." Now we will read the questions. 1. Which of the following names is not directly associated with David Bowie? A. Aladdin Sane. B. Davy Jones. C. Ziggy Stardust. D. Jareth, the Goblin King. The answer is B. Davy Jones. Davy Jones is another person, another singer actually, from another band called the Monkees. He happened to have the same name as David Bowie, who at the time was named David Jones. David Jones did not like that Davy Jones was famous, so he decided to change his name to David Bowie so no one would get them confused. Question 2. How did Bowie make people feel accepted? A. He often spent time talking to his fans at the end of his shows. B. He allowed his fans to contribute their talents to his songs. C. He wrote and sang songs about the outsiders of society. D. He prepared the first music video to be shot in space. The answer is C. He wrote and sang songs about the outsiders of society. Question 3. Why was Bowie's battle with cancer considered a surprising feat? A. It was a new form of cancer that doctors had never heard of before. B. It was kept private until the day he passed away, in an age lacking privacy. C. It was a cancer that had a survival rate of 5%. D. It was held off for a while with several forms of chemotherapy. The answer is B. It was kept private until the day he passed away. Question 4. What does swan song in the final paragraph mean? A. A song performed by a large group of swans. B. The last dinner someone eats before they die. C. A musical number in a play about swans. D. The final performance of someone's career. The answer is D. The final performance. A swan song is the last song that they ever sing. Well, that's the end of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.